Good morning, folks. Could I get your attention, please? Welcome to the operational briefing for the park incident. Today is August 7th. My name is Gwendolyn Ozard, Planning Section Chief. Please take a moment and silence your cell phones and radios. If you do need to have a side conversation, please step outside of the briefing area. To start us off, we'll review our incident objectives. Our management objectives remain unchanged. Our control objectives have been changed. They are: keep the fire north of Skyway, keep the fire east of Highway 99, Highway 36, Manton Road, Rock Creek Road, and Wilson Hill Road. Keep the fire south of Highway 44, and keep the fire west of the Pacific Crest Trail. Current situation.
Good morning, Eric Schwab, night operation. So kind of a repeat yesterday, a good productive shift. Everything down along the Highway 32 corridor all the way around through Chico, up north through 99, continued mop-up operations, fire suppression repair, everything's looking good in there. The same areas that have been causing concerns in Branch 12. Yesterday, that one finger in Branch 12 that's poking up towards Manton started to smoke interior a little bit again, so we had to get back in there and work that. It needs another good day. And then Branch 15 and 18 continue to be the busiest areas, but we're getting this giant monster neck down. We initiated a firing operation off of Highway 36, 172, closing in a triangle piece right there to try and cut the head off. We started that operation about midnight last night, and expect a hot handoff today as they continue to get that burned in. Have a productive shift.
Weather.
Okay, good morning. Ryan Walbrin, incident meteorologist, park incident. So a lot of you guys were out 48 hours ago on Monday when the thing made a big run, came out of Mill Creek, did some fire whirls and whatnot. Yesterday was another active day. So we try to look for what's different today. We're starting out the Lassen Lodge Raws, which is up near the branch break, 9%. Humbug Summit, like 7%. So we're all super dry, so that hasn't changed. We continue to stay dry. We've had no humidity recovery. Temperatures remain hot out on the west side. It'll be 100 degrees again this afternoon. Out where the main firefight is, upper 80s or so. So still hot and dry. In terms of the winds, we can hold on to these southwest winds, nothing special. It's the smoke that's different today. So we've had 2 days of big runs through the timber, a lot of smoke production. So the inversion should stay in a lot longer today, at least about 1,400 hours or so. That's what the forecast is anyway. So up there in the Branch 15 country, the smoke is different. That keeps things a little bit more stable, especially during the morning hours. The other thing is it's moved so far over the last couple days, we've gone into a completely different kind of climate regime. We're now up really between 5,000, 6,000, even 6,500 feet or so up on Morgan Summit. So we're higher elevation, slightly cooler temperatures, slight uptick in humidity. The thing is this is all in just relative terms. 2 active days yesterday, by any objective measure today, would be a very active fire day with these weather conditions. So it's tempered down just a little bit. Be careful when that inversion breaks. Again, just to be clear on our wind directions, excuse me, I had it wrong. Out here where in Skip, where it continues to be problematic, we'll blow out of the southwest again this afternoon. And then where that firing operation is, up off of 36, I think it's near Nanny Creek, it still would have slope with alignment there with the southwest wind flow. Thanks.
Fire behavior.
Good morning, Ross Dollarhide, Fire Behavior Analyst, Park Fire. So briefly, I just want to talk to the folks that are out there working on the indirect line in suppression repair and in contingency. So we remain at or near those thresholds where you need to consider some of that ember mitigation work. Extremely receptive fuel beds and very, very dry conditions, as the IMET just spoke to. So now onto the main fire, starting over here on the easternmost flank, working around the bottom, and then up the western flank. We don't anticipate any real fire behavior today. With the dry conditions, the high temperatures, we'll continue to see heavies burning out and some light smokes. So moving up into Branch 12, That area is really exposed to the diurnal wind pattern out of the south there. So we've seen most afternoons in the Inskip area picks up with a little bit of smoke. That was so dirty and chunked through there. There is some real reburn potential and potential for ember cast. And if it gets out ahead of it, it's a very receptive light fuel bed. So now moving across that northeast shoulder down into branch 15. So fuels weather topography, right? We just heard from the IMET. We know what the weather is going to do today. Very consistent to what we saw the last 2 days where we saw very active fire growth. What may temper things is that smoke cap. We've had that mixing height come down just a little bit, and that could afford us some relief there. It may moderate conditions, but understand we're already seeing some convective lift, some column development out there, and we again included the plume awareness sheet in your IAP for your review. So with that, this remains a fuel-driven fire. They're extremely low moisture values, extremely receptive to spot fires. I would anticipate a very active fire today, especially on the spotting front. We're going to get that convective lift that will throw embers out half mile, a mile. So be hyper vigilant to the green areas as you're working up through that Morgan Hill area. We are now transitioning into an elevation around 6,900 feet. Fuels are a bit greener, a bit wetter, but where that all matters to you is in your effectiveness of your firing operations. You may not get great depth and you may not get great consumption, but the head fire will be able to move through there and chunk through without any issue. Now moving down into branch 18, that holds true there as well. Their firing wasn't the most effective. So if the head fire comes through there, it will be able to consume, remains extremely receptive to spot fires. And that's where I see the most activity occurring today as the fire continues its northeast push.
Safety.
Good morning, James Allen, Park Incident Safety Officer. You'll find today's safety products on pages 6, 7, and 8 of your IAP. Please use those products to ensure that everyone out there gets a briefing. We're going to support you on the line today with 18 safety officers. I want to talk about 2 things this morning, the first one being critical fire behavior. A lot of you guys saw that activity out on the last shift, so what we'd like you to do is take a tactical pause today at 2 p.m. On page 7, we threw in a time to blow up clock. Shows some of the dates of historical fire incidents. So as you're working through those times today, think about where you're at, what you're doing, and make sure your plan is solid and your backup plan is solid for when things change. The second thing I want to talk about is emotional fatigue. We've had a challenging several days on this fire, and there's a lot of you out there that have been going from fire to fire to fire. So take a moment today as well, check in with your folks, see what you can do to support each other, and if there's anything else we can do to support you. Be thoughtful with your actions out there. Be smart and take care of each other.
Operational overview.
Good morning. So the past few days, we've seen that uptick in the fire behavior. You've heard that time and again. Our priorities are going to continue to be the same 2 branches that have provided us challenges as this fire is squeezed down and finding new direction. Priorities being our branch 15 and 18. With that significant fire behavior, we've had to see a lot of folks get into TRAs. We've had some burnovers of some equipment and so forth. Talking to a lot of people that have been around fires for quite a while, myself included, is the fact that this is the kind of fire behavior that is unprecedented we haven't seen. I mean, for this fire to jump up in the top 5 most destructive fires in California's history, it says something, and you're seeing it out there. So it's time to maintain that situational awareness, to be hypersensitive about it. You've heard what the IMET and FBAN have said. Ryan or IMET has said, hey, we're going to see a little bit conditions a little bit better. However, it's all relative. And I think you need to maintain that thought process of it's all relative and not get complacent, not time for complacency whatsoever. You've heard what FBAN said. You've heard what the safety officer said regarding that tactical pause and thinking of that. However, at the same time, we have to still stay aggressive and stay in the fight. All right, and we want you to do that. General Dwight D. Eisenhower said it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the fight in the dog. And I need you to maintain that and keep that fight going like a champion today.
Air operations.
Good morning, Park. Greg Bradshaw, Air Operations, Park Incident. To assist you in meeting your operational objectives, Air Operations will provide early up air attack and fixed wing. Our rotor wing will come out of our 2 helibases with 22 Type 1 aircraft, 6 Type 2 aircraft, and 8 Type 3 aircraft. Those numbers include 2 Type 1 night dropping capable helicopters and a Type 3 night Helco. We also have 3 UAS modules and 3 mobile retardant bases. CAL FIRE continues to provide our daytime rescue ship. California National Guard provides our night rescue ship. You heard everyone before me. I'm at FBAN, operations. You experienced the fire behavior your last shift. Air operations is a key component in your LCES. Monitor air to ground. Even if you're not working directly with air operations, monitor air to ground. Clear eyes, full heart, park strong.
Communications.
Good morning, Bernie Rapp, Communications Unit Leader, Park Fire. Open your IPs to page 76 and 77. There you'll find your current 205 plan. On page 78 and 79 are backup 205s. They're in your radios. That's in the event we have some issues or catastrophic failure of the current plan, we can back up to those. On page 80 is your communications map. Use that to aid your command selections. Clone version 5 is still valid. Set all your radios to scan all the command channels. This will aid in receiving traffic. And then as you're moving around the fire, you'll need to change your channels as you move around the fire to get in, to stay remaining into the system. It's an FCC violation to utilize any frequencies outside the assigned frequencies on your 205. Causes interference with other agencies in the area. If you're new to the incident, get your radios cloned with the incident program. Having the incident clone is an essential tool for good communications. We have radio techs available at both camps for any of your radio needs. Thank you.
Medical.
Good morning, Steve McGarry, Park Fire Medical Unit. So medical plan can be found on page 81. Today we're going to have numerous ALS ambulances assigned to our incident, as well as line paramedics and REMS teams. CalMat and MERT are available at both bases. Down in box 6 is the emergency reporting information. In the event that you need any of our resources, please have that information available, pass it to the chain of command, and we'll get you the closest available resource. Down in that box is also the landline to Park Communications. If you need to get a hold of us, you can use that number. Thank you.
Information.
Good morning, Wendy Oaks, Information Park Incident. If you turn to page 82 in your IAP, I'll give you some updated numbers. At the top of that page are some phone numbers for the public to call for information, as well as the media. At the bottom is the mailing address for having packages sent here. And as a reminder, we do have a lost and found at the trailer at the front of the fairgrounds, and we have lots of items. So if you've lost something, we can probably help you find it. For today's updated numbers, the acreage is 420,827. That's 420,827. The containment is 34%. 3-4, and the total personnel is 6,627, 6627. Thank you. Be safe out there.
Finance.
Good morning, Shane Beck, Park Incident Finance. Just want to remind everybody that we do have finance set up at both base camps. Federal resources, we do have federal time at both base camps as well. With that being said, line officers, please reference the shift ticket example in the IAP, as well as tying with cost apportionment at the end of your shift. Again, have a good shift.
Tehama Zone roll call and division assignments.
Good morning, Julie Rhodes, Resource Unit.
Good morning, Kent Cunningham, Tehama Operations.
Starting with Branch 12, Abelow. Emmerich. Tehama Delta Echo, Schmidt. Hotel Juliet, Tenney. Lima November, Spalding.
Okay, Branch 12, Mark and Andy. Everything's going well in there, and we need it to continue to. The brush patch, as in every day when I stand up here, is continuing to give us trouble. Keep going at it. Don't give up. All the work that you're doing in there has value, okay? Every bit of it does. So continue to push in there. Continue to hold everything we got in Branch 12.
Branch 15, Stalker. Frederick. Tehama, Quebec, Miguel. Colomer. Uniform, Kenyon. Whiskey Thomas. Pimlott. X-Ray Peterson. McLary. Sorry.
Okay, branch 15. We're starting to neck this thing down. Okay, we're doing great work out there. The fire has been challenging the last 2 days. We're starting to get there. We have to hold 36 today. No discussions about it. We have to hold the 36. Continue to parallel the giant finger coming out of Tehama uniform and bring it back to the 172. But we have to hold the 36. It will not be a hot handoff this morning. It'll be a hot addition. All the resources that are out there right now are going to stay a little bit later. You're going to employ and help them finish that firing up on 36. And then today we need to make sure we get depth. We need to make sure we hold it. Resources must be organized. They have to know what mile marker they're at on 36. Eyes have to be in the green. If we get a spot over 36, we need to know what resources to send right away. There can be no delay.
Contingency Asadas. Tehama Contingency Hispanic. Group 3 Pamatz. Callahan. Mineral Group McCurtis. Crawford.
Okay, contingency, as this fire in branch 15 has made a couple hard runs at us the last 2 days, we've had to extend our pace model. Continue to extend even farther today with the pace model. Make sure that we're boxed in, that we have corners to turn, and we have areas to hold it up in there.
Tehama Suppression Repair Morris. Schultz. Wimmer. Suppression Repair Group 1 San Diego. McMorrow. Group 2 Peterson. Douglas. Group 4 Lusinger. Road 7 Anguiano. Shasta Suppression Repair Cowan. Group 5 Konachek. And Brookins.
Okay, suppression repair, continue to do the great work up through branch 12 and start coming around. Hopefully as we neck this thing down in the next couple days, the timing should be perfect for you to start sliding into branch 15 and around with a couple successful shifts out there on the line. Appreciate everything you're doing. Make good decisions when it comes to the weather and continue to produce a great product. Thank you.
A few reminders for folks. At the conclusion of briefing, please go to your division breakouts. They are posted around the briefing area, starting with Tehama Delta Echo on your right and extending all the way to the back of the briefing area and wrapping around to your left. If you're an unassigned resource, please meet with the resource unit leaders at the table where you got your IAP. For additional IAP components, please refer to page 86. There's a QR code there for some additional documents. Our next cooperators meeting is at 1000 hours. Our next planning meeting is at 1700 hours. And our next operational briefing will be the same time, same place, 0700 hours tomorrow right here. Closing comments, Unified Incident Commanders.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kristen Allison. I'm one of your Unified Incident Commanders. Every morning, I listen to our briefing, and I'm listening for any changes or any opportunities that we can seize to be more successful. This fire has been tough, and it's been frustrating. But I do want to say every day you continue to step up, and your hard work is vital. Today, I'm going to ask that you trust in your training by making smart decisions and seizing any opportunity. I'm going to ask that you trust in your instincts. I want you to take those tactical pauses today and make sure you're writing your essay. And I want you to trust in each other because we continue to be stronger together. Now let's get out there and do what we do best.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Dusty Martin, one of the Unified Incident Commanders. So we heard today from all the good news we got from our IMAT. We're not really seeing a big change from the last couple of days, so please prepare for that. We've had a really dynamic, that upper right shoulder, branch 15, and then our partners in the south on branch 18. Please continue the aggressive firefight out there. Take those opportunities to go to direct where you can. When it makes a big push, fall back, get back in after that and re-engage and go get after it. This is the last piece here, but I want to make sure everybody understands all the good work that's going around from the bottom of this fire up to the top. We're at 420,000 acres, folks. We have a multi-phased approach. We've got a lot of sweat equity that's been put in to the other branches and not just up into branch 15. I do not want to lose ground that we've already paid for up to this point. So please continue to get out there. Please continue to mop up, patrol, be ready. We know we're going to have single-digit RHs today. Have a plan for that, and have a nice, productive day. Thank you.
That will conclude our operational briefing. Please go to your division breakouts and remember to turn your cell phones and radios back on. Thank you.